Hello everyone. Today we have Ishita Kharbanda with us, who is a founder of Whiteboard. It's a online platform where she teaches a commerce students, basically 11th and 12th. Hello ma'am, how are you?
Hello, Shivansa. How are you? I'm very well.
All good ma'am, all good. So ma'am, how is the COVID time going in terms of education and teaching the students?
To be very honest, nothing stops education.
Correct.
So we definitely have alternatives. And in fact, I would say, in a way, it's good because personally, I had never explored online coaching before this lockdown. So for me, it was more of classroom teaching where I can, have a close interaction with my students, meet them physically, because I'm sure the impact there is a lot more.
Correct, correct.
But nevertheless, this is a medium for us to reach out to more people. Like I was restricted to a specific area, and now I'm able to cater to a larger crowd.
Correct, correct, correct.
Everything has its pros and cons, so definitely I would like to see the pros of this.
Yeah. So, ma'am, how did the idea of teaching the students came to your mind? After being CA, how does this idea came to your mind? What is the story behind this?
Story. So basically, I have been teaching since when I was a child.
Acha.
It was always in me to teach. I loved it, and
Okay.
I'm very, very passionate about it. So it was more like, actually it started off with my younger brother. So my entire childhood, like it's been a case where my parents haven't really been involved in my brother's academic side of life. So it was always me. Even when his results would come out, it would come to me. I have attended his PTA meetings also.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was always there in me. And then I used to think that probably at a later age, maybe in my 40s or so, I would switch to teaching because at some point I wanted to pursue this line.
Okay.
And then Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara happened, where Katrina Kaif mentioned that how do you know you're going to live beyond 40?
Correct, correct, correct.
So honestly, it was a 1 a.m. thought that I'm just going to get into teaching. Next morning, I discussed it at home and it just started.
It's just a boom. Yeah. So
Yeah.
how did you started? What motivated you in terms of कि नहीं यार अब करना ही है, and what initial steps you took when you were starting the teaching lines?
So I'll have to mention that before I got into the teaching line, I was doing what every other chartered accountant does. And I was mainly into statutory and tax audits. So audit was my field. But then for me, it always came from within that I want to create something of my own. So doing a job wasn't like the ultimate goal for me.
Correct.
I knew at some point I want to get out of it and do something of my own. So I wasn't sure of teaching at that point when I quit my job. I was exploring other options. And it was just like a 1 a.m. discussion with my sister on what all I can do.
Okay.
And the thought struck that, okay, why not teach now? Why
Yes.
push it to a later age?
Yes.
And then I started to imagine that night, having kids around, and I'm like,
Yes.
it just gave me a lot of motivation and that push to really go ahead and do it.
Correct.
And fortunately, I had a space in my house upstairs which was vacant. So it wasn't even like an additional cost for me.
Yeah.
And I just started off there. Now I've moved to another place. I'm not at home anymore.
Okay.
But yeah, that's where it started.
Okay. Okay. So, ma'am, when you started the journey for teaching, so what sort of challenges you faced? Challenges in terms of like the expectation of students, or in terms of the infrastructure and stuff. What are the challenges you see in this?
Challenges, first thing is to find students.
Yes.
Because till you don't have a name, nobody really approaches you.
Correct.
So I tried conducting these workshops at, huge apartments near my house. And fortunately, I wasn't alone. I started this with two other partners, and they are both from the science background.
Okay.
So I wanted to start with commerce, and a friend of mine said, if you, offer with math, if you offer science classes, because I take 9th and 10th also.
Okay. Okay.
So she suggested that, why can't you do science also? It'll become a package which people generally look for. So I said, I don't think I'm capable enough of doing science after so many years. Last I started.
Right, right.
I didn't think I was capable. And then she said, okay, I'll do it.
Correct.
And then she introduced another friend into the team. And then the three of us started it together. We tried conducting some workshops in apartments. And I'm not kidding. The first workshop, I had 0 participants. Absolutely, not even one person turned up. And I still remember I took a picture of that entire place to show that it's empty and there's nobody who turned up. We waited for 3 hours and we didn't have any audience. And I just believe at some point when I make it big and maybe I give a TED talk or something, I'm going to display that picture that is where I started.
Okay. Yeah. It's initially is always difficult. It's not like when you decided कि एकदम से बच्चे आ जाएंगे.
Definitely not. Nobody even knows you. So from where are they going to get your contact?
Correct.
So it's a very slow process. But ultimately, if you are consistent, you will get there. You can't give up at a stage where, okay, nobody is turning up, I should stop. That's not an option.
Okay. So when you started your journey, when you started getting the students, so what difference you saw in, if I talk about the CA students and the normal teaching of the commerce students or 11th, 10th or 9th, 10th students?
So I have taught both. I have taught from class 9 to 12. And I have also taught a few CA students as well. The major difference, honestly, is I would say it's more difficult to teach a younger child.
Okay.
Because that's where your base forms. If that is not right, you pursue CA, you do medicine, you do anything. Nothing is going to really bring that out in you if your foundation is not strong.
Correct.
So it's more of the common sense, more of approach that you believe in. So we have seen students who are more into just mugging up, putting it out on the paper and then forgetting about it. And we have seen students who are so interested that they want to apply it in real life.
Yes.
They may not be academically great. They may not be scoring a 90%. But their mind is sharp.
Yes.
Those are the people who find it easier in their future in terms of, taking up a career, taking up a course and actually understanding what's happening in that course. Yes. So yeah, definitely those foundation years are very, very important.
Okay.
I actually, on a special request, I also took up students of a lower class, like class 5. But that was the most complicated class, I would say.
Oh my God.
Because it is so difficult to put across a point in the best way possible to that little child. Because he's still in his foundation years. You have to make sure what you're saying is right. And for those little kids, teachers are like everything. If my teacher has said this, that's how it is supposed to be. So you have to be so careful about what you're saying to them.
Yes.
And if I compare it with a CA student, they already know what they're looking for. They know what their ultimate goal is. And you have to specifically train them for that exam.
Correct.
Personally, I don't believe in a very, restricted teaching sort of a thing, because I just feel like there is no, restriction in terms of what you can think. You can make it big if you actually try and, explore a lot more. So with CA students, honestly, it wasn't very difficult. I wouldn't say it's difficult. If your student is committed and is interested. Half your job is done if your student is interested.
Yes, true. Yeah. But it's nowadays difficult to find the committed students also, because social media and all of the stuff growing on. So most of the students, if you talk about, they're inclined towards that. And dedication of the students is...
Then I would say let's teach through social media, because that's where we all are right now.
Right.
So if we push in a little bit of education there, I think it'll do wonders.
So ma'am, if I look as a future per se, so most of the people are saying that education is a boom. And if you see various of the companies or various of the startups are more focusing on the education sector. So how do you see this as a coming future? What are the opportunities for someone who wants to get into this?
See, to be very honest, education is always a boom. There is no dip in education. Probably one particular foundation, like one particular school or college may have some bad instances because of which the reputation may go down. But that overall education is not harm in any way. There is no harm to overall education. So it is always a boom. Right now, I feel like people are exploring a lot more.
Correct.
And the platforms that are available to us is just innumerable, because I remember when I was doing CA or anything before that, I don't remember looking up on Google or in YouTube to find explanation for a certain concept. It was
Correct.
always about reading the book. Maybe find a different author if you're not able to understand a particular
Right,
book. But actually studying off YouTube, I had never done.
right.
It's something that I'm
True.
seeing in the recent past, where people are really interested in just doing it themselves rather than commuting. The traffic also today is so bad in every other city that
Yeah.
people don't want to waste time commuting. So if they get something at home,
Mhm.
they are more than happy.
Yes.
And they can do it at their leisure. Timing and all is not an issue. So they can do it whenever they have time. So today we have a lot more opportunities to reach out to people than there were in the past. So that will definitely take education to another level.
Yes. So if I talk about myself, I also posted all the lectures on YouTube itself. So it was like a boom for me. If I went for a live classes, so it won't be possible to reach masses, right? So that is a great innovation which is coming in this sector.
Definitely.
So coming from a student perspective, so what happens is that most of the students get demotivated or depressed during the time of exams and stuff. So how to cope up with that? Because initially what happened is, if I talk about the students for CA exams also, the exams were in July, now it posted to November. So most of the students are feeling depressed or deprived कि यार exam होंगे नहीं होंगे in terms of COVID and this. So what is your advice for them?
See, COVID, of course, is not a good thing for anybody. I mean, nobody can look at it positively right now. But I would just say that let this time not go out of hand. Let it not slip out of your hand. Because just look at it like you're getting more time to study. And you are getting enough time to take breaks to do other things that interest you. You are now not restricted to 4 months of exam leave and I have to study within this time and it's done. You have enough time, which means you can balance between studying and doing things that you like. And by doing things that you like, I feel like it'll motivate you, it'll make you happier. So demotivation, honestly, I don't think COVID can do it. It has to be from within.
Correct.
It's totally in your control. Second thing, I would request all family members and teachers not to say anything that would hurt a child, even if you don't intend to. So I have seen cases where a teacher would have just said, you can't do this, you're good for nothing. So it was a very casual statement for the teacher.
Correct.
But the impact it has had on student, like you cannot even imagine what the student has gone through after that statement. Because you never know what's running in their head. Probably they're already demotivated. They're already thinking less of themselves. And we are just adding on to it. So let's just be kind and humble. I know we are all learning through this. I know teachers are struggling with understanding how the whole online framework works. So I know it is difficult for everyone. And I would request teachers and students both. Students, please don't bully your teachers when you are having your online classes, because I know identity can be in and it's very easy to trouble your teachers. But it's not going to take you anywhere. You're not going to achieve anything by doing that. And it is not cool. It will not make you look cool. So the request is on either side. Be kind and humble to each other. That's the best we can do right now for each other.
Right.
If we are not doctors, we can't really handle the situation otherwise.
Correct.
But yeah, this is the least that we can do.
Okay. So ma'am, what is your advice for someone who wants to get into the teaching domain, or what is your advice to someone who wants to start his career from scratch? Because it's difficult. The way you said ki you also face the challenges. But what factor you will give to someone ki, initially this you have to do and this is the process?
So the first advice would be that just having knowledge is not enough. Teaching is another ball game altogether. So you may be very intelligent, you may have all the knowledge, but how you communicate and how you pass it on to that child is very important.
Okay.
So be completely, confident of the fact that you know how to teach.
Okay.
That itself is, a quality that you need to possess to go ahead with this career line. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm seeing a lot of people taking up teaching as a backup plan. If I'm not able to do anything, I will teach.
Correct.
That's not how teaching can work. So that is definitely point number one. Be very confident that you're capable of teaching. And that is because you are taking responsibility of somebody's life.
Right.
You are influencing somebody's life, you're influencing their decisions. You may not even realize that you're doing so.
Correct.
An example to share here, I have a student who did class 9 and 10 with me. She was always inclined towards science. Like, I would always ask her, what you want to pursue? And she's like, maybe I'll become a doctor or something. I want to pursue science. That she was very clear about.
Okay.
And that's what I had in mind about her.
Yeah.
When she went for class 11 admissions, she selected commerce and came back.
Okay.
And then her mom called me. And she's like, I always thought my daughter would do science because parents have also done science. They're like, we don't know why she selected commerce. And then when we spoke to her, she said, no, whatever I saw in the last 2 years in MAM, I feel like I want to be something like that.
Oh.
And I had no idea that I was influencing her.
Right.
And that made me realize how much responsibility I need to take when it comes to teaching, because it's not just the subject that I'm teaching. There's a lot more that I'm doing for a child.
Correct.
So that just made me realize that I need to be very careful about what I'm saying, how I'm communicating, what exactly I'm passing on to them, because I wouldn't want any parents to regret sending their kids to me.
Right.
Thankfully, her mother is very happy because her daughter has thought about it and taken, and she's performing very well. She's in class 12 now, and she's performing very well in commerce. So there is no regret.
Yeah, good to hear that.
But yeah, so I just feel like we have to be very responsible. Content, please be open to keep learning. You don't know everything. Don't assume that you know everything. There is so much I am still learning.
Correct.
And with every batch that I take, my concept becomes better and better. My understanding of the concept just gets better. So be open to learning. I'm sure those kids can teach you a lot more.
Right.
So yeah, these 3 things, if you have in mind, I'm sure you'll have a very good influence on your students, and by word of mouth, you'll grow.
Yeah, true. So, it's a great learning, from the scratch to till now. So, ma'am, any advice you would want to give to any students through this platform?
Students, do not give up.
Okay.
Please do not give up. It is okay to make mistakes. It's perfectly all right to not have an answer. Actually, I would rephrase that. It is okay to not have the correct answer.
Okay.
But it is not okay to not think.
Okay, right.
So this was mentioned to me by somebody I worked with at PwC. I was very fortunate to have wonderful people to guide me and coach me. And he always said, you need to have a thought process. It is okay to be wrong. And that's where I started to develop this habit of at least thinking.
Okay.
So students, please don't get bogged down. At least if I'm referring to CA students here, we have another chance. Not that we have to look at the second attempt.
Right.
But tell yourself it is okay. I will give it a shot. I will give it my best. And trust me, first attempt is the best attempt. Don't skip it. Just don't skip it. What you can do in your first attempt is great. If you don't pass, you'll at least get an experience of what the paper looks like. What you feel in those 3 hours. Looking at past year papers at home is not the feeling that you're going to get in an examination center. So actually sitting there and writing an exam is very, very different from solving past year papers at home.
Correct.
So take it for the experience sake at least. And do not give up, do not stop, keep going. Avoid taking too many breaks. Don't take a very long break. It's just very difficult to get back to your routine. Do a little bit of it every day so that you don't lose touch of what you're doing.
Correct. So thanks, ma'am. Thanks a lot for your advice and valuable time. It was great having you.
Same here. I had a really good time talking to you, and I really hope that I'm able to help at least someone in the smallest way possible.
Yes, ma'am.
It's
Definitely.
like an amazing feeling to have that gratitude from your students that you've changed their life or you've helped them take decisions.
Yeah.
So I just hope that this also helps somebody. That's the only motive.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir. Nice talking to you.
Yeah.